Thanks.
Hi everyone, welcome back. So we are here with a new episode of our podcast after a long time. We have our guest from Dubai, UAE. His name is Giannis, and I'm going to pass it to Giannis directly to hear about his introduction, and then we can move with the podcast. Yeah,
Hi, Arif. Yeah, thanks a lot for the invitation. Really glad to be here as well. Yeah, my name is Giannis. Just a short intro. I'm from Greece, team and leadership coach. Yeah, so I help businesses to empower their leadership strategies and to unlock their full potential, inspire their teams with transformational coaching. Uh, yeah, and I'm looking forward to discussing with you
great,
about
great. First
leadership.
of all, my apology. It was a slip from my side. It's Greece rather than Dubai. Anyways, okay. So considering what will be your definition from a leadership perspective regarding the innovation and sustainability and growth?
Yeah, you just mentioned three really powerful words. I
Mhm.
think, yeah, it's innovation, growth, and sustainability. I think every business and every team should focus on those three words. Is I think the secret for success. So yeah, if you want to be, let's say, inside the market to build, let's say, trustworthiness relationships with business, with customers, with clients, with employees. I think innovation is the first big step for that.
Okay.
Yeah, uh, first of all, you have to inspire your employees through innovation, so to keep them inspired and engaged. So the innovation is the first big part. Growth, everyone needs to grow, to enhance themselves, to be better, etc. With every skill, even it's like a soft skill or a hard skill. And finally, sustainability. I think this is the most important element for every succeed team at the end of the day. So every team needs to be sustainable.
Okay.
Yeah, in order to go out there to the market with products and also inside, because you know that there are also two perspectives: the sustainable, being sustainable from inside, and be sustainable outside. So from inside, meaning you offer flexibility to your employees, a lot of flexibility.
Flexibility. Okay.
Yeah, listen to their needs, to their desires, adapt accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
And externally, meaning listen to your customer needs, right? Yeah, a company
So my
without
question is that once organization starts to be more innovative, they think on innovation. They think about bringing a lot of technology revolution or maybe innovative products, right? And sometimes the leadership faces some challenges. So what kind of challenges do you think the leadership faces while implementing some innovation strategies?
yeah, great question. Yeah, I think first of all, the communication comes into the table.
Communication, okay,
Yeah, this is the first part of, I think the biggest challenge. A lot of companies suffer from communication, especially the remote teams
right?
with remote companies.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, is trust, you
Stress,
know,
okay.
yeah, because those are big benefits and assets for every company. So it's they act like a mirror. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
trust your employees, they're not going to trust you back. If
Okay.
you don't, if you are not kind, you're not they are not going to be kind with you as well. So in terms of innovation and technology, currently we live in the era of AI, ChatGPT, etc. So everything goes around those. Yeah, I cannot say that AI or ChatGPT is a trend. They are here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you should be familiar with that for sure, and to offer trainings, coaching, workshops, everything that your team needs in order to apply those innovative strategies to your business inside.
I see. So you mentioned a couple of factors that included maybe the kindness, also included like flexibility and adopt. So what about do you think? What do you think about the adoption part? Because most of the times, management some believes or the leadership believes that they come up if they want to impose some innovative products, and yeah, that's all over. You know, they have hired a good vendor. There's a scope. There's a project. So, do you think that adoption is also one of the critical components? Adoption means like employees adopting to the new technology, understanding it, the learning curve, adopting to the new processes, systems, if there is a change. So, do you think are there some limitations or there are some risks associated with adoption?
Yeah, a big discussion, I think. Yeah, great question as well. So yeah, I think employees should adopt to new technologies, innovations, trends, etc. But they need time. On the other hand,
Okay.
you know, they need a lot of time to, and leaders and founders, C executives need to show patient, because employees don't afraid change. They afraid the sudden change, who should hold their hands to say, okay, the company goes to that direction. We want you together. We want to grow and build together, but I'm with you, hold their hand and say, yeah, okay, let's grow together. Let's build it together. Let's be innovative together, show empathy.
I see. Okay. So, so that what you're talking about is more kind of, trust and collaboration that needs to be there between the leadership and the management. How you can being innovative and being, very much persuasive for implementation of the innovation strategy, and then of course being sustainable. How the leaders can come up with the trust with the organizations, with their employees. Sorry.
Trust, yeah. Yeah, a big word. Yeah, yeah, as I said before, trust acts like a mirror. You should give trust in order to give back trust.
Okay.
So yeah, it's important to trust your employees from the day zero. When you hire someone, give trust, give initiatives, give responsibilities, and you will get trust for sure back from them.
So I have a different opinion. Is it something that you give trust or you earn trust?
You give trust for sure.
No, okay. So that means that's the one-way traffic when you are giving it, right?
Yeah, you give it without expecting nothing back. This
Okay.
is the definition of a great leader. You don't expect trust. You don't, the trust is not something like someone else is going to gain from you. You have to give trust in order to take trust.
I see. Okay. Okay. And so when you are innovative and being innovation, there are a lot of technologies you are implementing. So again, you have to come with a sustainable model. So what do you think are some good strategies related to sustainability of the sustainability? What do you think can be some good strategies?
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of sustainability, I think the most important word is flexibility.
Flexibility, okay.
Yeah, so be flexible, listen to your employees' needs in terms of, life work balance, remote working, hybrid working, or office. We live in the post-COVID era, and during the COVID, a lot of companies went fully remote. And after that, probably, I see a lot of companies require for employees to go back at offices. So it's really important in order to be sustainable, you should be flexible in terms of, someone who wants to be full-time at office, someone wants to be fully remote, someone was a fan of hybrid model, let's say.
I see.
So yeah, so just listen what the desires of your employees, and you will get back 100% their productivity. That's for sure.
Okay, so you are saying that your trust, your flexibility, these components drive more kind of a sustainable sustainability that can lead to the productivity. This is what you are trying to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
And simultaneously productivity goes to a profitable company,
I see.
So it's a chain.
Listen, right. Okay, well, give me one more perspective of that sustainability. So, what is the perceived definition of sustainability from a leader point of view, and what is the perceived definition of sustainability from an employee point of view? Because they are two different sides
Yeah,
of the same coin.
yeah, every coin is a district. So yeah, from the leadership perspective, yeah, in my opinion, being sustainable means you have some sessions with your teammates,
Okay.
probably every day, once a week.
Mm-hmm.
The more the better, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Just ask them questions about their personal lives. You don't have to let's say to discuss only about work. Let's say just schedule a meeting every Monday morning for 45 minutes with your whole team and discuss informal things like how how are how's her kids, or how's going outside of work,
I see.
how do you disconnect from work. There are a lot of struggles that employees have nowadays. So how many hours do you commute per day. Just bond your team together, having an informal meeting. And from the employee's perspective, I think sustainable means be organized, be have some soft skills, in other words. Manage your time accordingly. Be curious. It's really important to be curious about the next step. Take initiatives. It's like uh, if you want to get promoted, it's really important to take initiatives. Employees usually don't take initiatives, like get the job done. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
not like it's
I see.
yeah, it's about take more initiatives, and you will see the impact of that.
So, from an employee standpoint, so do you think that employees should not be so much innovative, or they should be innovative?
I think they should be.
They should be, okay. And if they have to be innovative, then of course they have to challenge the leadership, right? Because if they're just following the book, right? That, okay, come on, let's go to the office. Okay, these are a couple of things, and do you think that's the right way of your work day, or is it something, okay, how I can add more value to my work and processes and systems?
Yeah, I would definitely go with the second one.
You go with the second one. And what if
Lead by example.
what if the leader is stubborn like me, so he doesn't want to hear anything from the employees? I'm a very stubborn kind of a leader. And I say, hey, well, this is what has been done. You have to do it. Where you are coming very wisely. You are saying your points are too much valid, but generally I don't have the room. We have to make some reports or may have some internal or external audit meetings. You have to do that. So now there seems some conflict between the employee. The employee is not bad as well. He's coming from a innovative point of view. He can just share some insights, because he's doing the job at the root level or even at the task or action level. He's not wrong as well, but the manager is
Yeah,
not wrong. So what do you think, if that's a scenario, how this can be coped? This can be better resolved as a leader?
yeah. Really, really life example, I think, because a lot of leaders are so busy, and that doesn't mean that a busy leader is a bad leader. Probably a busy leader does not have time to
Hmm,
lead others.
I see.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's really common. Yeah, at this case, you should find some scenarios, some trainings, some examples in some initiatives,
Mm-hmm.
just to make your employees feel valued, feel heard, you know. So just implement a strategy, for example, like to fill a form every day or every week about their happiness level, their stress level, their productivity level.
Okay.
If you don't have to, if you don't have time to lead themselves, how are you going to lead yourself at the end of the day?
Right.
Yeah.
But when the question comes in that let's say you are a leader and I'm an employee. Okay, I'm just giving a scenario.
Yeah.
You are exposed to the top leadership, the executive board, and the management and the leadership, right? And first of all, you have a roadmap what the company organization needs to accomplish in maybe 1 quarter, 1 year, or 3 years, something like that. You also have the visibility regarding the financials as well, right? Most important thing.
Yeah.
Thirdly, you might also know what are the HR strategy, marketing strategy, product strategy, financial strategy as a complete, right? So, what is the operation strategy for that company? Right? You are a
Yeah.
leader, right? And I'm an employee, and I'm forcing, oh no, this is not like that. And I have a little picture. To my world, I know in depth of my systems. I need know in depth of my technical systems, databases, queries, performance, time. So you say, oh, you have to complete or generate this report in 1 day because we have a board meeting scheduled day after tomorrow, and or maybe tomorrow morning, and we are at lunch right now. So we have like a couple of 8 hours. Compile this report, give it to me because management has to use these KPIs and some informatic analytics to make some decisions. And I'm a technical person, and I know whatever I can do, this cannot be performed in 8 hours. This needs at least uh, 24 hours of data processing or backend, right? And
Yeah.
then couple of hours more for data massaging and coming up with some graphs and tables and bringing in that data. Now, both are right in this scenario. You are the boss. So how as a leader would you mitigate? The boss wants some numbers or some statistics to go to the management to defend or to sell a business case. And the team or maybe the employee has some limitations about processing times or whatever some other limitations, and he is very much right upon that part. Whatever he can do, he cannot complete it within 24 to 48 hours. So what will be your recommendation in this complex scenario?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really complex indeed, I would say. But I think we come back to our discussion earlier where we discussed about communication and trust. So if you get the environment right, you get the right people, and if you get the right people, they are trusted people, and you have built a trusted and trustworthiness environment. Everyone is going to work not for you, not for the company, but you work together, to grow this company, because they know that if the company grows, they will benefit as well.
I see.
So yeah, so it's about communication. So bring those two
Pieces
teams,
together.
yeah, two pieces together, two teams together, and communicate.
I see.
Just
What I believe is it is much more not only related to communication, it is also related to the pre-planning part of the project management as well. Because ideally, the boss should have known this before that there is a board meeting. Board meeting
yeah,
should be scheduled like a day before, like after 11th hour. Oh, tomorrow we have a board meeting. So even the whatever the deliverable part or agenda part that is discussed before, and he should be aware what his boss might be needing. So I think some lack of information, maybe from a leader perspective, he should have pre-planned or informed the employee that, okay, you need to be able to generate some kind of a data, process the data. So this is something that we are doing it. So not giving like 100%, even if he's not able to, he doesn't know, maybe the leader doesn't know what is coming about, but he must be knowing about, okay, what are the general things the management asks? He's asked for some maybe comparative reports of the products, the sales or revenue or costs, etc.
yeah,
So that was part missing. Maybe that would have been a better part, that if the management or like the leader should have pre-planned it, what are their expectations from the employees. And same
yeah,
goes for employees as well. They know there are some tedious process that takes like 1 hour, one day or something like that, right? And they have been there in organization, so they must be uh, pre-processing the data as well to some extent, that if, let's say, if the requirement comes and they have this, I can't produce it because it's 16 hours. one time the management will be okay, but next time they will not be okay with that. Is they will say, oh, there would have been some innovative way of handling the scenarios. And again, from both the scenarios, innovation part is missing. Maybe the sustainable part is missing. So ideally, it is dying back to the same scenario. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, agree and disagree at the
Agree
same
and disagree
time.
both, or agree and
Yeah, yeah,
disagree?
yeah. I tend to agree on that because on the one hand we have the business guys who don't really understand the processes,
Right,
as you said. Yeah, and on the other hand we have a team employees that don't understand the needs of a client, the
right.
urgency, the timelines, etc. So people are not at all to drain them and to take off the best out of them. So yeah, it's really important to, as a leader, to have a plan, to have a structure, to have a timeline, to understand, the technical as well as the customer needs.
That's right.
So yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you know the technical point of view, the technical steps that needs to be done in order to accomplish this project, everything else, you can buy time from client. Yeah, but the most important thing is to get those two teams together and to make visible to every team that the needs of the other team, because the C executives sometimes are so impatient about, okay, I want this, I want it tomorrow or today or even yesterday, but this is impossible. And now in this example, leader comes in and say, okay, we can do this, but we need, let's say, X amount of time, X days, X sprints or something, so just communicate to each other and say, okay, we're able to build that. We're happy about that. It's like innovative. It's like sustainable for us. We are happy, but we need some more time.
I see.
Yeah. So it's
Okay, good answer. Good answer. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about innovation. We talked about sustainability, right? We also touched base briefly on expectations, right? So as a leader, let's say you might have been working so much. You're doing some great work in Greece. So what are some challenges generally the leaders are facing right now?
yeah, currently, yeah, I think one of the most important challenges is the one that you described before about, to meet the expectations of the people around,
Mm-hmm.
above them, and to have their team happy at the same time. So
That's
it's so tough. I after that I say, a lot of challenges like in communication level, in time management. A lot of leaders are so busy in their daily work. Challenges to disconnect from work. I see a lot of leaders working more than the normal ones, 8 hours, etc. Bring stress back to home as well. Struggling with the life work balance,
mm-hmm.
because for me it's life work balance, it's not the other way around. The life comes first. Yeah, and of course the technical stuff. There are a lot of technical stuff, and there are challenges. But the most important stuff is like the one that we said before, to build the environment right, so everyone thrives in this environment, both employees and executives on the other hand.
Okay, good one. One more question is that we saw the COVID and we saw the pre-COVID and post-COVID as well. Did you
Mm.
guys in Greece also witnessed quiet resignation and great resignation?
Yeah,
You guys,
yeah. I think it's worldwide, and not only, we started with the Great Resignation era. After that, we went to the
quiet resignation.
uh, yeah, and now we are again in the era of great attraction, where companies try to attract qualified employees, qualified leaders,
Really? Okay.
prospects. It is the era of great attraction because after the Great Resignation, a lot of high executive positions were empty
Mm-hmm.
without qualified people, and now the companies strive to build more benefits for those employees to come back again.
I see.
And of course, I think, and also I think we live in the era of quiet quitting. A lot of employees just work for the paycheck. It's just go to the work, get the job done, get my paycheck, and that's it.
So that's a breaking news, actually. I should be on CNN because I've heard that, this is a regime or era of great attraction. Because most of the times, what we hear, maybe in North America or globally, is that it's a challenging time. Economic downturn is there. Economies are slowing down. People are being laid off. So Amazon is laying off. Facebook is laying off. But at the same time, my friend, like you are saying that it's a era of great attraction. So maybe I'm not so much informed. Can you just share more insights into how you come to this perception, this conclusion?
Yeah, as I said before, there are a lot of layoffs. Yeah, you said that really perfectly, especially in the tech field, a
Mhm.
lot of layoffs. A great hint here would be, let's say, a strategy, to give, let's say, unpaid vacation to every employee inside your company. Just drive every employee to get, let's say, for example, 4 weeks of unpaid vacation. you
Unpaid.
know it's better to suffer all of you together in terms of just suffer, one, two, or 10 people,
Right, right.
and once you get the people with you, you can
Mm,
get those tough decisions, and after that the people might start collaborate. Someone
yes.
could afford might take 5 weeks, someone else would take 3, etc. you
Okay,
know
sounds good.
in terms of the great attraction, a lot of people, go to employees go to the solopreneur, vision, etc. Freelancing, it's also really common nowadays because you need to pay your bills and to have to live as dignified as possible. So a lot of people went from full time to part time, or after that to freelancing. So now I think in terms of it's like in companies' hands to build a good environment, trusted, sustainable, innovative, to attract again those employees
Mhm.
who can drive together, grow together, and go to finally to a productive team and a profitable company.
Okay. So my last question, and that will be maybe one more follow-up, but the last question is that considering innovation and sustainability,
Mm-hmm.
the working scenarios right now is more hybrid or maybe remote, right?
Mm-hmm.
People tend to choose either the hybrid model or they want to choose the remote model. Finally, they end up with hybrid. The employers want full time. So, two questions. First is like, what is the best approach or what is being followed in Greece? That is the first one. And from innovation and sustainability perspective, let's say we worked 10 years before, we were like 100% in the offices. We were not even allowed to work from home. Now people say from the first day, we want to work from home, right? Do
Mm-hmm.
you think that will impact the innovation of or maybe impact the mindset of the people? Because, or from a training perspective, will they be as qualified or as skilled, or they might be more qualified or skilled? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll start from the first one. Yeah, here in Greece, most of the companies, I would say, are office based.
Mm-hmm.
So I see a lot of companies that they're kind of hesitant in remote working, and I think comes from the trust perspective. And I think those companies are come. They have a lot of limitations in terms of attracting the best people and the right qualified people.
Okay.
And regarding her second question, yeah, I think it needs some flexibility, you know.
Okay.
Just listen what where your people are more productive.
Yeah.
Someone is more productive at home, someone else, and also there are a lot of co-working spaces right out there. Someone could go in a co-working space and work really productive for 5 hours. This is fine, this is perfect for you as an employer. Drive and push your people come to the office and sign papers and and this stuff. The only thing that you achieve finally at the end of the day is lack of trust, because from the employee's perspective, they believe that you don't trust them. Is that fair? No, it's not. Of course not. Yeah.
Okay.
So just listen where your employee is more productive, and you will get back 100 more productive company and profitable.
Great. I think that's a great conclusion. Okay, so I think from my perspective, my questions are finished. Do you want to tell something about it? Do you do trainings, or are you do you some kind of freelance trainings? If you are doing, please just share, or otherwise we can have a closure to this discussion.
Yeah, I do coaching, one-to-one leadership coaching for leaders, founders, solopreneurs, and also team coaching for the whole team, with or without the leader inside the room. Yeah, so those are two my services mostly, and I do have some specific pillars around, a pillar about the trust, a pillar about motivation, and a pillar about a team performance. So yeah, whenever you need me, let's say on LinkedIn, you can find a lot about what I'm doing.
Anyways, thank you so much. It was great talking to you. I hope this is. And any last message for our new people, or our talent, or new talent, or people who have just started their journey as professionals? Any last one line for them?
No, a last message is, don't afraid to be outside of your comfort zone. This is where your learning starts.
This is your learning starts. That's amazing. That's definitely a great statement. Sir, it was a pleasure talking to you, and I will catch you.
Thank you very much.